So it seems the amazing digital circus has yet another new episode up their belt. I swear they've been pushing these episodes out faster than I expected, and this one was released only a few weeks ago? Earlier this month. Earlier in October. It's called The Mystery of Mildenhall Manor, and I haven't seen much about this, but I keep hearing people talk about Jax for some reason. Like, he's still, not only is he still awful, but he keeps getting worse, and I don't know, I guess some people are complaining about him, and it's like, why are you complaining? He was presented this way in the pilot episode for a reason. You really expected him to get better? In any case, a patron requested that I watch this, so I'm going to go ahead and watch it. But before I do, speaking of patrons, quick shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me and, you know, for all the previous support, all the current support, all the upcoming support. It's all fantastic. And if you aren't a Patreon, if you aren't a patron on Patreon, you should consider becoming a patron on Patreon. I just really said that. Consider becoming a patron. You get a whole lot of benefits, from early access to every single video that I ever publish. I mean, sometimes even, you know, weeks, maybe even months in advance. That's not as common, but it still can happen. Exclusive access, behind the scenes content, which I haven't done as much of the latter, but I'm trying to do a little bit more. Early access and exclusive access to, like, new comic pages and the behind the scenes process and in-depth, like, you know, talk through about how I do a lot of things, plus just you know, the ability to request projects like this, stuff that I probably wouldn't react to on my own time, or projects that I wouldn't do on my own time. But if you're like, hey, I want you to play this, I want you to watch this, well, some patrons are able to do that. But in any case, let's go ahead, let's get this episode started. Glitch. Speaking of, whatever happened with Murder Jones?
I can't hold it any longer.
Sure you can. We can't die from oxygen deprivation, remember?
But it still feels like I'm gonna die.
Try not thinking about it.
Or you could toughen up. I want to see what your funny cartoon body does.
Hey, take it easy.
Oh, take it easy. That's you.
All right, here I go.
Alright, we've entered the blue zone.
Hey, there's something new.
Okay, we're getting red,
Oh, orange.
yellow.
Green.
Whoa, look! Now she's turning blue!
She was already blue.
Huh. Guess the hue shift just gets faster.
Why am I the one doing this? Why not one of you guys?
Because something different happens with each person. For instance, Kinger starts glowing, Ragatha's hair noodles stick up, Gengel's mask starts spinning, and Zubul turns straight.
My limbs straighten up and fuck off.
What about you?
Your limbs, not the sexuality.
Because he's a coward.
I want to keep the mystery alive. What do you, the viewers, think it is?
Will you stop doing that?
Why is everybody just standing around when there's adventure to be had? Today's adventure is
Kind of adventure this
the
time.
mystery of Mildenhall Manor. That's right. This big spooky mansion has been rumored to be filled to the brim with paranormal activity. It's up to you to solve the house's deep mysteries and capture all the ghoulish ghost activity you can. And for the first time ever,
Hey!
you can. Where's Zubul? I made this adventure really cool and mature, just for them.
Zubul always managed to disappear somehow. What?
What?
The NPCs aren't gonna become self-aware in this one, right?
How should I know? I'm not the boss. Oh wait, yes I am. Anyway, everybody into the fractal noise. It's adventuring time.
What about Zubul? Why does Zubul constantly get, like, left behind or have a minor role? Is there a reason for that?
Oh, this place is spooky. I wonder how hard Kane's gonna go with the scare factor.
I hope this adventure doesn't end up being another horrible nightmare. I'm not really a fan of horror, and I don't really handle jump scares that well.
See?
Come on.
That was a funny face.
What? You scared of the vacuum cleaner too?
Hey, be nice to her. She's had a rough couple of days.
everyone else. Right, Gangle?
Does anybody hear that?
Oh!
Hi, I'm Ghostly,
Wha-
and I'll be your guide today.
Why
What?
won't they go back in?
I remember my first wild take. I don't know why they're not retracting, though. That didn't happen for me.
Before you continue on your adventure, you have to choose which door you're gonna go through. The door on the left is the normal door.
Rated wow for all ages.
The door on the right is the really scary door.
Rated hot for mature Zoobles only.
That scream!
Why, Jax!
What? I thought we were supposed to capture all the ghosts.
Which door should we choose?
He's gonna pick the
Not
right.
Sure. Let's try this out.
Don't worry, Gangle. I'll
Well
do it
then.
for you.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's the scary door.
Zooble, come on out. I just want to talk to you. Oh, I know.
What the, could you have done that the whole time?
Zooble, I just want to get to the bottom of why you keep skipping all my amazing adventures. You could end up
Her
hurting
voice
Bubbles'
actress doesn't get paid
feelings.
enough.
Bubbles' feelings?
Enough about Bubbles' feelings. How about your feelings?
Okay, we're playing therapist now.
So, what's on your mind, Zooble?
I would rather not.
That's hilarious. Go on.
No, I mean, I've already told you what my problem is. You just never remember because... Never mind.
My mind is a beeswax polished coconut. Nothing ever escapes these cakes. So what can I do to make my adventures more appealing to you?
See? This is exactly what I'm talking about. All you're thinking about is your adventures. It has nothing to do with the adventures. It's more just... forget it. You're probably not even listening.
Zooble, look at this cool bee I drew.
Yep. So, I guess we're gonna be getting a, what's her name again? Pomni, yes. I guess we're gonna be getting a, Pomni and Kinger adventure today, which, is an interesting combination because, those, I mean, Kinger and, Gangle are probably the most, emotionally unstable of the group. I mean, Jax is also, but for very different reasons. But we have already seen Kinger and Gangle together, but Kinger and Pomni is a combination we have not yet seen, which is interesting about because, you know, all these characters have varying personalities. I'd say Kinger and Gangle tend to be the most similar to one another, but Ragatha is very different from everybody else. Jax is different from everybody else. Even Zooble is different from everybody else. I mean, in a way, you could put Zooble and Jax in similar camps, but they're different enough that I would still consider them two very different characters. And then you have the addition of Pomni now. But all the characters are very different in their own way, except for maybe Kinger and Gangle. I think their personalities are very, very similar, but there's still few enough characters that it doesn't necessarily... It's not necessarily a bad thing. If there were way more characters, I would definitely have a problem with Kinger and Gangle being too similar to one another. Because then I feel like I would get them mixed up with one another, and I would get them, even though their appearances are very starkly different, I would still get them confused with one another personality-wise and, you know, lore-wise and whatnot. But because there's only like well, technically 7 if you had Kane, but because there's only like 6 of them consistently with maybe a side character or 2 here and there, it doesn't feel super out of place, and they're not necessarily interchangeable. But goddamn, if Jax wasn't a massive asshole just there. I mean, did you see some of his facial expressions too? Holy, and he basically intentionally didn't he like chuck one of Pomni's eyes until Kinger went after it, and then basically said, well, is that how I'm remembering how that scenario went? In any case, Jack clearly caused the 2 of them to end up in the scary door, and Agatha and Gango both were like, what the fuck? But what's interesting was the slight scene afterwards with Kane and Zubul, where she's trying to explain why she doesn't participate in any of the adventures, except she's explained it before off screen, or like, prior to the series and stuff, and Kane just never remembers. I knew that Kane had some kind of like over imaginative ADHD like personality, but holy shit, his memory is worse than mine. Because I feel like if I heard a great tale numerous times about why I have a problem with certain adventures that keep being cooked up for me when I have no control, I feel like I would have remembered the first or second time, and I have a very shit memory. But apparently, it sounds like Zubul's told him many times, because she doesn't actually specify how many, it doesn't even really imply how many, but she's already told him before, at least more than once, meaning he never actually remembers. So are we actually going to delve a little bit more into Zubul's mindset in terms of how she takes these adventures? Because everybody else just accepts them as they are, in different ways, but they accept the crazy adventures and missions and quests as they are. Except for Zubul, who has been absent or unwittingly a part of every other adventure prior. So I guess we're gonna learn a little bit more about that, maybe? I don't know. Is it gonna be with Kane, or I don't know. It's interesting that we're following 3 different groups, though. We're following Kane and Zubul, we're following Gango, Ragatha, and Jax, and then we got Pomni and Kigner, so let's see what happens.
You're probably not even listening.
Zubul, look at this cool bee I drew.
Hi. What's up?
Where are we?
Oh. That's a great start.
Oh, that's... no.
Your eyes are back to normal. Oh, what is that head?
I wonder what this thing is.
My name is Baron Theodore Mildenhall. Hunting has been a hobby of mine for as long as I can remember, although one could say it eventually became more of an obsession. The creature you see before you is one I've been pursuing for years. Not quite a man, but not quite an animal. Something unholy, something evil. I took it upon myself to spend every waking moment doing all I could to protect my family from the creature, hoping that when I'd eventually killed it, I would be freed from this awful feeling, this inescapable dread. I was wrong.
You know, I'm starting to think.
How about we try to find a way back up to the others?
Yeah, just be careful.
Okay, cool, that's great. I love these adventures.
Gives me layers of fear vibes.
Always ride this thingy up.
Really gives me layers of fear vibes.
It's locked, of course. It's locked. I love that it's locked.
If only Jax had to go through this instead. Jax, Ragatha, and Gangle would have been much better suited for this than these two.
December 4th. Although I had shot the creature multiple times in its vitals and severed its head to keep as a prize on my wall, my troubles were just beginning. I took my eyes off the body for what felt like only a minute. When I looked back, the body was gone. The creature was not dead, and it would be back.
Did he always have those veins in his eyes?
If anyone is listening to this, all I ask of you is one thing. Do not let the head out of your sight. You have been warned.
Wow, this is some rather inconvenient lore placement.
Not wrong. Uh-oh.
And this is some rather inconvenient darkness.
Yep.
What was that? Was that you?
No. Oh, wait, you mean me grabbing you right now? Yeah, that was me. Is this your hand?
That's my eye.
Yes, but which eye?
I really don't think that Will you stop touching my eye?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
What happened?
I just remembered a really funny joke.
Why did you scream then?
Maybe it wasn't actually that funny.
Oh my god.
I think we should hold on to each other and slowly make our way back into the trophy room.
Sounds fine to me.
Gives me SCP vibes. Do you guys remember that one SCP where you had to keep staring at it, otherwise it wouldn't move? Right, wait. I think it was like SCP-197 or something like that. It was this weird, freaky, white, leathery guy with a big-ass head. And if you looked at him, he didn't move. But if the lights went out, or you blinked, or you looked away, he would start chasing after your ass. He was... That's exactly the vibes that this thing gives me in terms of its functionality, but maybe even in terms of its appearance too. It definitely had a creepy face about it. I will say, I do like the comedy of just their eyes being visible. Not just for a short period of time, like, most, TV shows or animation might do. No, this is an extensive scene that lasted probably for like a minute of just their eyes. Or, okay, maybe not that long, but something like that. And of course, them just having this little conversation right here about. But I was expecting Kinger to be much more frightened, but he's almost being a combination of fearful and nonchalant. That I'd say I didn't. Yeah, no, I can honestly say that I didn't expect that. Because we don't know too much about his... I did just kind of compare him and Gangle to be, very similar, maybe a little overly similar, but maybe that's not actually the case. He seems way too nonchalant right now.
What was that?
What's what?
Trumpets.
It's probably just magnets. Or a boat.
A boat?
Whatever the case, I think we should be completely quiet.
Okay, yeah, I agree. You're really hit and miss with these things sometimes.
Yeah. I'm getting that vibe too.
Wait,
There's a fly in here.
don't you think that's making a lot of noise? Oh god, there is a fly.
And gotcha! I think I got him. I can't see my hands.
Oh!
I'm sorry. Could you speak up? I couldn't quite make that out. Tommy, I think this might be the creature from the tapes.
You think? Oh.
You look beautiful, honey.
Got it.
Oh no.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Prepare for takeoff, because this boat is going up.
It's going down.
Huh? That's not up. That's not up at all. Why are we going up? Up!
Well, at least you're getting away from the monster. For now.
I do not use my adventures to torture my guests. Any torment I inflict is 100% accidental, like any good war criminal.
We weren't even talking about
No.
that. I really couldn't give less of a crap about the adventures.
Then what is your problem, Zooble? I'm trying my best to remember, but you and my brain won't tell me.
It's me, remember? I don't like myself. I hate this body. I hate all these stupid removable pieces. I just want to find something that feels good
Oh, yeah, now I remember why I couldn't remember. It's because that problem is already solved. Simply swap out your undesirable Zooble parts for better ones.
I've been trying to find parts I like since the day I got here.
So, back to the adventures.
Forget it.
Forget it?
Just forget it.
Forget what?
Kane, nobody likes your stupid adventures.
Ha ha! Good one, Zooble.
Ragatha's just too nice to say anything. Jax just likes to fight with everybody. Gangle's too shy to speak up. Kinger's insane. And Pomni, she looks traumatized every time she comes back from one.
Oh, Zooble, Zooble, Zooble. Making adventures is my art. It's all I exist to do, all I'm good at. And, what you're saying could imply that I'm bad at the only thing I'm good at, and that... that'd be...
Uh-oh.
Whose therapy session is this again?
Oh yeah! We need to get to the bottom of your behavioral issues. I'm gonna show you some ink blots, and you're gonna say the first word that comes to your mind.
Uh-oh.
Oh god, where are we now?
Not sure.
Did his eyes separate from his body and just boom?
Things have gotten far worse than I could ever have imagined.
I'm shocked,
My
Cotton.
paranoia had driven me to the point where I was no longer the protector my wife and theoretical children needed. Jumping at every shadow, every noise, I ended up shooting the love of my life, mistaking her for the creature. It's ironic, isn't it? In my attempts to protect her, I ended up becoming the monster myself. Now I wait down in my cellar, no longer having anything to protect but my own soul. If nothing else, I
Damn,
will
that's,
slay the beast that took everything from me.
It's a realistic skeletonized human.
How's about we take his gun?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Either of you two ever used a gun before?
Please don't come alive.
Okay, I won't.
Wow.
Looks like we've got 2 shots. Let's make them count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. Ugh. Gross. It's like the Headless Horseman.
Kinger? I think we may have a problem this way too.
Just leave it to me. I can handle this.
What? Can you? What?
Well, that wasn't so bad.
Unless they're like zombies.
Which is what I would be saying if I didn't know that the creature was actually one of God's angels.
What?
And anyone
What?
who brings harm to it will be dragged down into the cold, spiraling pits of hell where
Well.
my soul resides.
Shit.
I apologize, dear listener, but I need a living host in order to escape the Hall of the Damned, and your bodies will be my only means of doing so.
Now wait. How did he record this if he was in hell?
Oh shit, bro.
I hope you're ready, because the next breath you take down there will be your last, and your bodies will belong to me.
Let go of me! I hate this stupid adventure!
It was a fallen angel. Oh boy. Oh, they're having tea with a nice ghost.
Tea. Sorry again about your husband killing you and everything.
You know,
Ah.
always having the silliest priorities.
Don't I know it?
Yeah. All right.
See him, I only hope he doesn't bore them to death with his endless monologues. That man could turn a 57-second story into a Greek tragedy.
I'll be sure to ask them next time I see them. Thanks again for the tea. I had a really nice time here.
Don't mention it. Feel free to visit anytime.
Definitely.
That's okay. That's great. I don't know how they did that, but that's great.
Congratulations, my little ironclad waffle cones! You've taken the pacifist route, and you should be proud of what good
The pacifist.
people you are.
Wow.
Unfortunately, we still need to wait until your other teammates finish their adventure before I can grant you permission to leave.
I wonder how long that'll be.
Not really typical of what you'd think hell would be.
We are literally in hell right now. Hell! Of course I'd be in hell. How could I not be in literal hell right now?
Just try to stay calm. I'm sure
How are you so calm?
to escape.
Does that say Hall of the Damned?
Hold on.
Ooh.
Let me try something. Hey, there's actually a staircase down there. It could be a way out. Maybe it'll work for us since we still have our bodies? Though I'm worried about what that tape said earlier.
I'm just gonna try going fast.
Wait, Pomni!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is her soul getting sucked out, or something entering her body? Oh, shit.
Pomni! Hey! You get out of her, you damn evil souls! How's your wife, Kinger? Hey! You alright there?
No.
I'm
God
guessing
damn,
she's
okay.
attracted to living things. Just want a vessel to be able to leave with. Man. 7 years of computer science for this, huh?
Why? Every day I spend here is one nightmare after the next. I knew it would end up like this. He just wants me to suffer. I really am in hell.
Don't say that. You're not in... Well, I guess we are technically in... Forget about that. How about we just relax for a bit while nothing's chasing us? It was my fault we went down this path, wasn't it?
It was Jackson's fault.
Sorry for that.
Why have you been acting so different lately?
I have, haven't I? I'm normally not too good with memories. But being surrounded by darkness always brings me back to a certain time. Right after my wife had abstracted. I don't recall the exact string of events, but we both ended up in the fort together. And it was dark. The darkness seemed to calm her down a bit. The harsh, jagged edges smoothed out, and she didn't seem aggravated anymore. She wasn't the same as before, but she was calm enough to touch one last time before she got sent to the cellar. I'm always taken back to that moment when engulfed in darkness.
You had a wife? Like, here in the circus?
Yeah. She was funny, creative, really into entomology. I used to hate bugs, but she somehow got me to like them. It's not the most cheerful memory, but it's one I at least have control over.
Damn. So we've had a lot of info that's laid out on us. I also was wondering why Kinger was acting very different to how he might normally act. Or like how we think he would act. Because again, we still don't necessarily know too much about these characters. We can guess based on how they present themselves throughout some of these episodes, but obviously there's still a lot more we don't know. And for one thing, all of the 5 characters beside and not including Pomni already have quite the history of, well, technically 6 actually. Aside from Pomni, these characters do have a history with one another. They are friends with one another, maybe even partners to an extent, or, you know, like siblings, like Jack seems to have with everybody, that older brother that wants to terrorize everybody else. But this is an interesting explanation from him, that he feels comfortable in the darkness, and something that he's even starting to talk about now is that these guys don't really have memories from when they were humans, or at least if they do, it's very vague concepts, but they do have memories of this place. They do have memories of the past people that they've encountered, the past adventures that they've had. So they do, in a way, have control over the memories that they do make here in the circus. And it's interesting being able to see a different side of a character that we really haven't seen yet, and I'm willing to bet that people did not expect this side of Kinger as well. But poor Pomni, she seems to be at the center of all of the issues with the misadventures, which keeps causing her to undergo ridiculous amounts of trauma. Could this be something she gets used to? Possibly, but at the same time, it's still a very new environment for her, and she's still struggling to understand so many aspects of it. And it doesn't help that she's also at the center of them, every single time. I mean, luckily Jax, Ragatha, and Gangle had a good time of things, but Pomni is not. But surprisingly, Kinger is making the most of it, and that's neat and unexpected, given his character.
I know how I can feel in this circus. Sometimes it all just feels pointless.
Mm.
Yeah.
But it's not. Not if you have people who care about you. Good memories can do a lot. Hold on to them. And cherish the people around you. You never know when they'll be gone.
Damn.
In this world, the worst thing you can do is make someone think they're not wanted or loved.
I'm glad you're here with me.
Yeah, what a duo. So how are they gonna get out of this one?
You know, I've been thinking about that last tape. He said, the next breath you take down there will be your last. Maybe we can get through if we don't breathe.
I'm not very good at holding my breath.
Well, how about we try not thinking about it?
If we leave and we go back to the circus, you're just gonna go back to being crazy. You're not gonna remember any of this, are you?
Don't worry about me. As long as you remember it, things will be okay.
Damn.
You're very strong, Pomni. And I know you'll be able to get through this. Just hold on to me. We'll get through it
Huge
together.
character moment from Kinger. God damn.
You ready?
How is he even able to breathe when he doesn't have a mouth? That's right, he does glow whenever he holds his breath. That must be somewhat reassuring.
Oh, Pomni, Kinger, are you guys okay? Was it scary?
I'm fine, actually.
Maybe kinda.
happened up here?
Don't worry.
Long
about
story.
Pomni was very brave. At least I think she was. Were you?
Something like that. Hey, Ragatha,
that. Yeah?
I just want to say thanks for always being concerned about me. I feel like through everything, I haven't really been appreciative enough about that.
Oh, thank you, Pomni. I just want to make sure you're doing all right. You know, we care about you.
Do you remember to get my comedy mask?
Oh, that.
And now I'm just starting to wonder.
That's what caused
why
Kinger to go
this
down,
is
though. Oh.
Even a real direction at all. Whoopsie daisy! Looks like everybody completed the adventure and they're coming home. Quick, pretend we weren't having a therapy session.
Okay.
Welcome back, my meowing milkmaids.
Don't ever call us that again.
I'll call you that again. Fuck that.
So what was it like being stuck with the nutcase?
It wasn't that bad, actually.
That's why Kinger's always in like his little hole. That's where he feels most comfortable. That makes sense. We got to see a different side of Kinger, and Pomni got a little development. Cause she kind of has oh gee hey oh shit dude, come here. Come here. Buddy. Okay, stop. Okay. Dude, no. No. You could have done so much more damage. Ugh. Jeez. I'm sorry. The dog got under my desk and I got really worried about all my wires and stuff. No, but I mean, Pomni has definitely, you know, been very iffy with a lot of these crazy adventures. She's been paranoid, she's been emotional for sure, and just kind of a lot of things. But she definitely hasn't fully received or realized the hope and the optimism that the others are trying to represent, in a manner of speaking. In particular, Ragatha, but I'd even say Zubul and Kinger and Gangle to an extent as well. Jax, not so much. But they are trying to make her feel welcome and comfortable in this world, and she was kind of right. She hasn't been appreciative enough of that. And I love that Ragatha was the first person she expressed this sentiment to after having a little bit of character development, because Ragatha was the most prominent, well, not was, but is the most prominent presence so far that has really tried to make Pomni feel as comfortable as possible in this arguably nightmarish scenario and confusing hell. And I am with Pomni 1 million, billion, trillion, gajillion %. I can't stand horror. I can't do horror and jump scares. It's so hard for me to do, man. Horror has never been my genre. Doesn't matter if it's games, if it's movies, TV, it doesn't matter. I can't do horror, man. I don't know why. I just can't. But anyways, that's the reaction to episode 3 of The Amazing Digital Circus. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this, including my patrons, which again, thanks so much for your support. And as usual, until the next video, guys, check you laters. I liked this episode. We got to see a lot of insight on some new characters, mostly Zubul and especially Kinger, but even Pomni to an extent. We got to see a lot more information about their personalities, and not to mention, we got to see Jax being an asshole and getting fucking karma for it by getting tied up and thrown in a wheelbarrow. I don't know how they did that. I wish that there was some kind of like animated short or an animatic or something that shows exactly how that happened. But man, that was a long time coming. That was very satisfying to see. About time he got a little bit of comeuppance. Just a little bit.